make sure it works on my phone. We're in, baby. Let's go. All right, let's make sure it's up and ready. I want to make sure it's good. Yep, it's good.
All right, hit the start button, buddy. Let's go.
We're ready to go. Let's go. All right, let me get this. I want to get my phone set up here so I can see it. All right. Well, I've got this banner here I'm going to show you. Let people dive in. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's put it right here. That's good. All right. Luke.
Clearly, this is stuff you should have done before you started the live stream, Luke. Hey. Welcome to the No Fate channel. Checking in. We've got Luke here from LMZ Fitness. Clearly, it's his first day on the job, but we are here. We are excited. I got my rain energy. I've been saving for this moment. Wait for it. Boom. How you doing, Luke?
Oh, I'm ready to go. Hey, I've got the dog dad mug. Got the black coffee. What costume we got today, brother? What we got?
I'm just living large, man. Loving this country, and I am just decked out in all sorts of Captain America.
Oh, baby, Captain America. Madison, that's one of Madison's favorites. She loves watching those type of series. Marvel. I need to get on that. And we've got, hold on, look at this. We got Lisa K. Lisa K giving us a happy face. How we doing, Lisa? We've got Pittsburgh Mutant saying, let's go. We've got Alex. What's up?
Listen, we're not this now. Normally, we would give it like 5 minutes for everyone to trickle in. We don't got time for that. We're getting right into it. So if you're in the chat, give the video a like, drop in where you're checking in from. I want to know where you guys are located. Obviously, the Pittsburgh guy must be from Pittsburgh, PA. Good for you. Hopefully, you're not missing Ben Roethlisberger too much. Let's get started. You got a whole bunch of questions. Let's just fire them out, and then we can pick up in the chat what we missed.
I'm definitely down, brother. All right, so hey, you're proud of me, bro. I've got the iPad ready. I'm ready to go. All right. Again, No Fate already made sure you guys to know this. If you are coming in right now, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to me and No Fate. We're trying to grow the channel, baby, and we appreciate all you guys supporting us. It really means a lot. So today, guys, what we're gonna do? This is the first time I've ever had something like this on my channel, and my brother No Fate. Me and you, how long have we been talking for? A couple years?
I want to say like 18 months to 2 years. Yeah, pretty close to that.
It's been a long time, bro. And I would feel like out of anyone, me and you have always been the longest. I would consider us, even though we haven't met, I would consider us friends. And
we're besties. You make it to the end of the video, you're a bestie. That's simple as that.
BFFs, baby. We're BFFs.
Apple pie and ice cream. You can't go wrong.
Never go wrong, baby. So in the chat right now, you're letting us know where you guys are from, where you're at, what states. And we're going to hop into some questions. And then after each question, guys, we're going to kind of see the chat and we're going to let you guys know what's going on. So what I've got for you today, okay, I've got an array of home gym questions now. Honesty is key, baby. We always know that.
Fire them off. Let's go.
So who are you? What's your name? Social media? And what kind of content are you putting out for everybody?
So, No Fate channel, most of you know who I am. So it's youtube.com/NoFate247, NoFate247 across all of the social media platforms. I am up here in Boston, if you can't tell from my accent, and I am just a dad of two getting it done. So the channel that I cover is basically men's health, fitness, wellness, and of course, home gym. Now I have a home gym in my basement. That's where I predominantly lift, but I also have a home gym in my garage for doing a lot more training for getting ready for the Spartan race. And I am just a 40-year-old dude getting it done, trying to fight off the dad bod and enjoy lifting when time permits.
Listen, dad bod, I saw you in that ice plunge. I saw that chest, bro. I saw those shoulders. Looking pretty solid. Hey,
that's the post-workout pump kicking in. That's the post-workout pump. You notice you don't see the gut. I got the gut under the water before I take the video.
Hold on. Okay, this is off topic, but to the viewers, because I've been really interested, why start the ice bath? Why start doing that?
All right, so long story and a short story. So the long story is, for the longest time, as a person that trains with marathons and cross training and road races, I always wanted to be like the athlete that kind of goes into the ice bath for inflammation. And I've been like, I should get one of those. But of course, as a home owner, you're like, I don't have room for that. I don't have time for that. And then I was just like, there's no trip back. Why are we waiting for it? And I figured out how to do it with very minimal equipment, and I made it so it was like low cost and it was low effort. And so I just tried it and I love it. Now, for a lot of people will do that because of inflammation, or they do it because of aches and pains. And the research doesn't actually show that it's good for inflammation or aches and pains. There's no like conclusive research. I will tell you the biggest benefit in a video I'm actually going to do in the future. The biggest benefit is mood. I'm on fire when I come out of that thing. I am just firing off on all cylinders. I love it. When my head goes under and I'm like, okay, let's go. It's just an absolute mood changer. Even if I've got a whole bunch of stuff like kind of stress and pressure on me, soon as you're in there, you don't think about any of that. You're just like breathe and trying to like warm yourself up. It's beautiful. And I do recommend it if people are looking to boost their mood. I don't know, or I can't speak to the inflammation properties of it.
Yeah, because so when I always think about ice bath, when I was in high school, I had a high ankle sprain, so I had to do an ice bath, put my whole entire foot in. They're always like, that's the easiest way to speed up the healing process. So I didn't know if that was why you did it, but I've heard that if you're consistent with it, you literally notice a massive difference in how you feel, like mood wise, and that's important, man, especially as you get older.
It's my mood is like 100. My mood goes from like a 50 to 100 as soon as I put once the boys go underneath the water, boom, I feel great. It's just amazing.
That's a win, dude. All right, let's see. Before we go on, I want to see what we got.
California, we got Milwaukee, we got Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin. I've been out there twice on vacation. Milwaukee, God's country. We got Illinois. Someone's cracking the Baja Burst. I'm liking it. I haven't tried the Rise one.
Home Gym Hacks is here. What's up, guys? Thanks everyone for coming in. So this live will be about me and NoFate talking. I've got a lot of questions to ask. We'll try to, between each question, say hi to you guys. If you drop a comment, I'm going to make sure we're getting fancy on here, baby. We're on StreamYard. We're dropping in the comments so you guys get the love, showing it up, baby. We're killing it up in here.
This is just a win for your fans because the camera's actually facing the right way this time. So that's always a good thing.
Dude,
Next question.
I was panicking, bro. I was panicking.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, it happens, man. Okay, so I like this because so this is not just about the home gym. This is about you and your fitness journey. How long have you been working out for?
Oh man, since I was like 14 or 15 in high school, like, freshman, sophomore high school, like most people, you go to like the high school gym and you kind of get in that way. And of course at home, I had like a barbell set, like the 1-inch barbell set. Like it wasn't too bad. Now that I look back at it, it was pretty good for like being in high school. It was like a Christmas present from my parents that got a ton of use out of it. Knowing what I know now would have gotten even more use if I had been with it. Right.
So we're in the same boat, bro. So my dad, surprisingly, he's not in here yet. I think you'll have an idea who he is if he drops in the chat. He sent me a message like 20 minutes ago driving home. I'm like, does he not know we've got big plans right now on YouTube? But
he probably saw you were like out of it. You weren't even awake in the morning. He's like, it's probably going to cancel on me.
We going, baby. So it's funny. I started when I was 14, mainly just for football. And it kind of became a habit and then became a passion of mine, dude. And like for you, have you ever taken more than a week off?
No, not forced. I think that, usually it's like vacation at Disney causes me to take a week off. And there was just no time to work out. When I was on my honeymoon, I actually was working out on my honeymoon when I went to Hawaii because they had a gym there at the place that I was staying for one of the islands that I was on. And I was able to do like some 100 burpee quick workout, or I think I did burpees and thrusters with the dumbbells that they had, but just enough. So, I just enjoy it. You feel better on the days you work out. My rest days, I'm usually in a more of a mood on my rest days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you think the people that say on Instagram, well, we don't take days off, like, do you think those people are actually nuts? Like, do you think those people actually don't take days off? I feel dumb.
It depends. So there's different ways to think of it. Like I know some people that don't take days off, but they've got like an active rest day where they walk on a treadmill, do a bunch of stretching, and maybe do some light movements, like body weight movements, just to kind of work through some of the fascia and get the blood flowing. That's what I would call a day off. But some people would say I don't take days off. Some people have really good splits, so they're only doing like one body part a day. So like they've got like a whole week to recover. If they just did chest on Monday, they got a whole week to go back. And then some people are on they're on some performance enhancing supplements so that they don't have to have that like downtime, their recovery is much faster because of like PEDs, which is fine. But
Yeah.
some people are just being trolls. Trust me, most of those people are just trolls because they want to see a reaction.
Amen, bro. Okay, we got our first question here. ZML says, key to a good workout. What would you say?
Intensity. So a lot of people think it's like, swole is the goal and size is the prize. I would just say intensity. For me personally, it's knowing that I wasn't dilly-dallying, that I was putting in. Sometimes you do need like 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets, but knowing that I didn't like just get on my phone, get on Instagram and check out the NoFate247 Instagram account, which is off the chain. But intensity, making sure that you're pushing the pace, making sure that you feel like you're working. It's not always about PRs. It's not always about getting like those earth-shattering social media videos out of your workout. It's just about feeling like you hit a B plus, a stand-up double on every time, just making yourself feel good about it. Pumps do help, obviously, in terms of your mood, but not necessary to having a great workout.
No. So to kind of go off what you're saying, key to a good workout is I feel like you pushed yourself. Now, I feel like what I lacked on for a while was not giving enough intensity in my training. Progressive overload, I feel like, is a word that's been thrown a lot more and more. I feel like if you're someone that is looking to grow, you got to progressive overload. You have to increment small, like into your, for instance, bench. Like you use micro gains, right? I've been using those as a great tool for progressive overload to help push myself. I've been trying, I don't know if you do this, I've been trying to hit, like I've been doing lately, like 8 reps, and I've been trying to get like my 6th, 7th, and 8th rep where I'm like pushing myself to that failure. So I feel as if I'm getting the most out of the lift. And I feel like that's the key to a good workout. If you're doing 10 reps and you have 20 left in the tank, what are you doing? You're not pushing yourself,
Yeah, I know a lot of people that kind of throw away sets. Like I used to work out with people and they'd be like, they do like 30 sets in a workout, but then most of those sets were like just like barely going through the motions. It was beyond like a warm up. So, I think it's about pushing yourself in that intensity and for whatever that means for you. Because if you're on the treadmill, that means that there's a way to be intense on the treadmill. And there's a way to go easy on the treadmill as well. So it's just feeling that push and making sure that you're getting after it. You're not cheating yourself. That's why I love certain pieces of equipment or certain pieces of weights, because it's just, or certain exercises, I should say, because it's harder to go easy. Like when you're squatting, it's just hard to go easy on a squat. It's just one of those like full body movements that kind of just takes it out of you.
It is, man.
Next question. Let's go.
Basement gym guy said, full crap, your body needs rest. I agree, man. You need to have at least 1 or 2 days.
And most people would probably have better results if they took more rest, or at least more thoughtful rest.
I agree too, man. Okay. So here come home gym questions, guys. When did you start your home gym, and why did you think this is exactly what I need to do, is start a home gym? When and why?
All right. My first piece of home gym equipment was 12 years ago, and it was a Bosu ball from my fiance, now wife. I still have it, still works. And it was because we were 20 minutes from our local gym. And it was just one of those, like, do you want to drive to the gym to go hit abs and cardio? Or do you want to try to like run around our apartment complex and do some abs inside, save ourselves the 40 minutes of driving? As we got older, as we progressed, and once we had kids, it just ramped up from there. Once I was moved into this home, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, we got a few pieces of equipment in, just so like on snow days, on rainy days, and if the gym was closed, this is before 2020, we could get like just, I could get traps in, I could get biceps in, something like that. And then of course, as we got kids, the first kid and then the second kid, it was like, I need to have something at home because the kid's sick, the kid has to go to the doctor, or all these other things, we're not getting sleep. And then eventually 2020 hit, and it was like, let's just pull the trigger. Because at the time that 2020 hit, I was working out when the gym opened at 4:30 in the morning. And I actually had 2 gym memberships because another gym opened up earlier on the weekends. My closest gym didn't open up till like 7 o'clock, which for me was late with the kids. Some people put the kids to bed and then work out, and I just found that those workouts were absolute trash. So I get up before the kids and I get it all done and knocked out before the kids hopefully have eaten their breakfast. And that's why. And it's just basically 2020 hit, and it just kind of ramped up.
Yeah, dude, it seems like a lot of people, home gyms kind of were created because of the pandemic. Now I know Tim's in here. He actually started his before, but I feel like it did definitely ramp it up for most because not everyone's closed. Everyone's kind of freaking out. Like, what am I going to do? So a lot of people started to transform it. I know for me, that's how I started mine. My dad's in here. He's the one that kind of got the bug in my ear. And then once you buy one thing, dude, it's like, this is a freaking addiction. We're not stopping.
Well, once you realize the time savings, and I say that on my channel all the time, pardon the pun, time is the most valuable thing. It's not money. It's time, because you can make more money. You can't make more time. And the amount of time I save, just because there were times, I'm not that far from my gym. There were times I would drive there in the morning, 4:30, and the like 16-year-old that they paid like $8 an hour to open the gym up just like slept in. And you're sitting there in a freezing cold car at 4:30 in the morning being like, am I going to get my workout in today or not? And so it's just, the time is ridiculous, because I can work out in the morning, I can work out in the afternoon, on the weekends. My kids will come down there and interrupt me, but they're awesome.
Yeah, and I think the main thing you just said there, brother, is time. Even if, like, for instance, how far was your gym from your house, like drive-wise?
2 miles.
2 miles.
Now it was 2 miles. Before it was 20 minutes.
Yeah, and like even those 2 miles, like, I know for kind of in my standpoint, I was getting less motivated working out. And I feel like too, with COVID, when it was really bad, I was kind of spooked going to the gym because we were talking about germs. I don't want to get sick, freak me out kind of. So I'm like, I'm going to, kind of that's how I started to start my gym, is because it's my own spot, my own convenience. And dude, time is of the essence in life. If you can just get home from work or wake up in the morning and everything you need is right there at your fingertips, you don't have to worry about getting in the car, driving there, driving back. What if you get there and everything's taken? None of that's happening here, dude, in your own spot.
Yeah, no one's going to take your bench, right? All right, next question. Let's go. I want these fired out. These people are on the chat. They want to hear answers.
All right, so we've got a question from Alex. Alex asks, how many days do you work out per week, and what kind of music you like to listen to during your workout session?
Great question, Alex. Great question. So I do a 3-on, 1 day off split. So every 2 weeks I'll work out 6 days a week, and every other week I'll work out 5 days a week, just because of the splits. Music wise, is I've had like a long running soundtrack for my music in the morning for like a decade. So most of these songs are like super old. It's just basically, if it sounds good, I can work out to it. Lately, I've been just watching YouTube videos of like motivational speakers like Jocko, just to kind of like have it on in the background while I'm working out. Just because my soundtracks have gotten so old. But I'm an old geezer. I don't even have Spotify. I know most of you probably do. So
yeah. And then Alex, for me, I work out, try to do 5 days. I always have 4 days a week. Sometimes I had a fifth in the tank. And for music wise, I've been listening to hard style stuff, dude, like old school, like EDM stuff. It's been kind of pumping me up. I do like, I would say for me, I'm not very picky when it comes to music. If it has a good beat, I'm pretty much sold. So
we got one person in the chat that likes power metal. Look at that. They like power metal to work out to. Listen,
really?
What do you like to work out to? As long as it gets you pushing, moving, and not sitting on your phone looking at the NoFate247, TikTok account, which is amazing, by the way. Next question. Let's go. You got a whole list of them. Fire them off.
I know. I was giving some people love in the chat. Hold on. Curdy said, rut row, Fred looking sexy. Oh, hey. What did we say? All right, buddy. I think this is a really good question for a lot of people, especially for us on Instagram. Consistency. A lot of people say you can't be consistent working out at home. What do you say to those people?
Then they're weak-minded people. Okay. I don't know how to say it. I know people that went to the gym and they couldn't be consistent. They were doing this between every set. And there were times I'd go to the gym and like you see all these people that and they want to just talk with you, which is great. Or they want a spot, which is awesome. And you don't want to say no to them, but you're like, I'm on a clock. Like you're literally like, I got 60 seconds between sets. What are we going to do here? In terms of consistency, you can stay consistent. You can stay motivated. You just got to figure out what your switch is, right? For me, it's like putting really cool sayings on the wall on my home gym basement. If you've ever seen my channel, I got like sayings. I've got photos. Sometimes you probably can't even see the photos, but like my favorite photo from my honeymoon where I was like just ripped to shreds and I was looking as good as LMZ Fitness. So I got that up there as motivation. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's just a program. So there's a lot of free programs online and there's a lot that you can buy. I will say that the reason people find success with the ones that they buy is because when they pay for it, they actually stick to it. Sometimes you just change up your program for 30 days, just change it up, or do P90X for 30 days and just get in and get out. It's that, variety is the spice of life. So when people comes to a home gym, some people kind of get cornered and either mentally can't think of different workouts or different exercises to try, or they just don't know any better. Now, I know I have my go-tos on exercises, and when I plan my workout for the next month, oftentimes I try to throw in stuff that I know I don't like or I haven't done in a while, again, just to give me that change up.
So to go off of that, have you ever listened to Mind Pump?
What's Mind Pump?
Oh, what are you doing? So they're like one of the highest fitness podcasts on Spotify, and you just said exactly what they talked about. Lately for me, I hate squatting, and it's like that lift that you don't want to do, but I've been forcing myself to do it and try to do it twice a week to help progress on it. Cause the thing about us, we've been lifting for how many years has it been for you?
Forever. All right. Sandlot style. Forever. I'm 40 now. I started when I was 15. You do the math, right?
Yeah. So it's,
you wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know years.
Yeah. 25 years. So I feel like the people that say that we've been consistent before the home gym. So we've already had that bug in our head that we love to work out. So we started the home gym knowing we're still going to stick to it. I feel like those are the people that I don't get it. Cause we love to work out. We've always liked it. We're not going to lose that, getting a home gym at home. Plus, it's your own stuff. I feel like it makes you more motivated.
It's weak-minded people. You put the priorities in life of what's important. So those people that may not have working out at home as a high priority, they probably have something else, whether it's family or drinking on a Friday night or whatever it may be. They have something that's above that, and that's what they do religiously that I probably couldn't do consistently. But if you care about your workout, you can get it done. Now, if you hate working out, and a lot of you do, and that's okay, find yourself a workout that's in and out, that you can get in and you get out in 20 minutes, you're drenched with sweat, and you just kind of pull that Band-Aid off. You get it over with.
I agree, dude. All right, we got some questions on here in the chat. Eric asks, thoughts on Home Gym Con, planning on attending?
I've heard of it, and it's not that I don't. Would I attend? Yes. Can I get there? No. It's not close to me. And if you've got a family of 2 kids and a wife and a career, it's hard to just get places. But I would absolutely attend, and I actually would hope that they live stream it if possible, so that I can jump in and chat them up.
You can stay the night at my house. It's 3 hours from my house. It's actually not far, but again, it's different. You got 2 kids, you got a wife. I have Zoe and Madison. We don't have as much responsibility with us. ZML said, Captain America, solid answers.
Listen, ZML knows what he's talking about. He knows weak-minded people, and he's not one of them. Let's go.
No. Tim, he doesn't use Spotify, Luke. Hey, Mind Pump is also on Apple Podcasts. It's on YouTube too. Tom Jones said, so is the cap surgically attached to your head?
This thing? Is that what he's asking about? Oh, no.
Yeah.
You want to see? I don't know if you can see the receipt. The hairline is okay. It's hanging in there. It's hanging in there. Like my abs. It's hanging in there.
Oh, geez. Tyler asks, what programs are you guys running currently in? So as we're working out, what program are you using right now?
So I have a push-pull legs program. It's actually push legs pull program followed by a rest day that I put together myself. Not that it's not, if I put it together myself, doesn't mean it's good. But I've found in terms of recovery as well as protein synthesis, it basically activates my muscles on a much more frequent basis than when I was just doing one body part per week, per day per week. And it works for me. I probably lift more than I should, and I probably should do a little more cardio, but overall it works for me. I have looked at some of the paid programs that look legit, but man, it's almost confusing. And then some of the programs I've seen either have too much volume or not enough volume.
Yeah, I'm with you. So we're similar. I actually do push, pull, leg, full body because I've always been about hitting the body part twice a week. They always say trying to hit the body part 2 to 4 times a week is the best for growth. So I've been doing that this is my 9th week. I shift from full body to push, pull, leg, full body, or even do upper, lower. I've been trying to figure out a new split. I don't know if you have suggestions for anyone. Trying to just shock the body and do something different that I'm not used to doing. I know me and my dad have been kind of fiddling around with different splits. Do you got any for us that could something new we could try?
I mean, you could do like a bodybuilding split. That's a fun one where you do like, chest and buys, back and, do chest and tries. No, excuse me, chest and biceps, legs all in one day. So 2 different days. And then you could do shoulders and traps and then follow it up with like back and triceps. It just makes for a long week. You know what I mean? But it's a fun split.
Yeah.
Consider if you and your dad are working out together or you're thinking about it, why don't you go in halvesies on a bodybuilding program, right? There's a whole bunch of great ones online. Make for great content.
Yeah.
And then you could follow that for 30 days. If you pay $30, you follow it for 30 days. That's only $15 a piece. Yeah.
So it's funny you say that. You can probably guess who he is in the chat already. Rebuilt 2.0 is actually from Joe DeFranco. Me and him did that for about 12 weeks. So that was push, pull, leg, full body. And I will say it was probably one of my favorite splits because he structured it differently. So you did mobility first. So he had like 5 mobility things you did before you started lifting. And then he structured it as like your first 2 lifts are your like, I want to say it's like your accessory lifts. I'm trying to remember. And then your 3rd lift was your main lift. So he didn't do your main lift in the beginning. He wanted you to do it towards the middle so that, because like, I feel like, I don't know if I'm off on this. I notice when I work out, my main lifts are first. I feel like I don't have as much gas left in the tank to finish my workout. So I kind of like that he structures it like that. What are your thoughts?
Well, most people, when they work out, they don't warm up enough. Okay. And that's why you're getting better lifts later on in your workout because you're probably not warming up enough. And this is just my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. Most people, especially in a gym situation, they get on like a treadmill for 5 minutes. They do like, they do some of this and they boom, they're into like benching some of their like close to their max. And that's why you'll find, like, at least for me, I know that like if I do that, my second exercise for chest, as an example, much more controlled, much more strength. And that's why you really need to make sure that you are warming up properly, stretching properly. And it's one of those things that doesn't sound sexy. People don't like to do it. It takes up time. And it's the first thing to go when you're running late. But if I don't warm up properly, forget about it. My whole workout's fugazi. It just doesn't happen.
Amen. Also, Tom was asking me, he was asking about my hat because I have a hat in every video. Yeah, dude, Tom, I know you're shocked, brother. Today's the day, no hat. I'm showing off the hair that's kind of slowly fading away on the sides.
That's all right. I'm going to go basement Brandon. Like, listen, there's going to be like, I have a threshold. Once the hair gets too thin, we're going basement Brandon on here. We're going to go Mr. Clean.
I'm in, baby. All right, next question, brother. And then we're going to do some Q&As from Instagram. If you were to say the 3 items from your home gym you gravitate towards the most, what would they be?
I mean, barbell.
Equipment-wise,
power rack is number 1 because that's like home base. That's like the pyramid, the base of the pyramid, the base of the foundation. You can do everything from in there. So power rack is number 1. Probably, I love my Echo bike so much, even though I use it like every day, but I don't use it a lot. I just use it every day. Echo bike. But yeah, so power rack, Echo bike is something I usually gravitate to every day for like that warm up, like I talked about, and for cardio. And dumbbells. It's just power rack and dumbbells. It's just meat and potatoes. I love a hex bar. I love a trap bar, whether it's an open trap bar or just a regular trap bar. I find that exercise is amazing for your body. And I think it dumbs down the deadlift. So you're less likely to go to Snap City and hurt yourself.
Yes. So we're pretty much the same. Power rack. Powerblocks. What are your thoughts on the Powerblocks?
Powerblocks are great. I mean, if you have the space and the money for dumbbells, obviously get dumbbells. And that is probably going to be like your forever home gym. But if you're tight on space, if you're tight on money, Powerblocks are awesome. I have mine. They go all the way up to 90. And even though I have a full set of dumbbells to tell you how much I love my Powerblocks, I haven't sold my Powerblocks. They are there. They're not going anywhere. And they're fantastic. They're very versatile. They're usable. I've had those for like, I want to say 7 years now. Still work like the day I bought them.
They're going to last you a lifetime. And people are worried. I think the thing with people, Powerblocks are worried about is that you drop them, they're afraid they're going to break. But I feel I don't know about you or me. I'm not a meathead guy. I'm going to throw my stuff around. I just spent $1,000 on something. I'm not going to chuck it around. A lot of people are worried about that because of the shell.
Yeah, I put foam pads on the side. So if I was doing a really heavy bench and I could like kind of do this and the drop would only be like 6 or 7 inches. But yeah, you shouldn't be dropping your dumbbells unless you really shouldn't be. Next question. Let's fire these things off. We got to get moving. We got a lot to cover.
Bill said, thoughts on cheater sets. As a Patriots fan, are you all in?
Yes. Okay. So as a Patriots fan, as a Red Sox fan, cheat to win. Should you be cheating in your home gym? No. I'm a big fan of forced reps. So if you're lucky enough to have someone in your home gym to train with, like Luke does with his wife, you can get them to do forced reps. So you're doing reps and you literally can't do another set, but they put like 2 fingers on the bar and give you just to keep the bar moving, and it forces you to do that exercise. That's a great way for growth. Unfortunately, when you're all by yourself, you're SOL.
I agree. Tyler asks, what are our thoughts on cheat meals?
I think most people use cheat meals as an excuse. You see The Rock do it, but unfortunately, The Rock is on a lot of GNC supplements, and he doesn't mention that when he shows his beautiful cheat meal of like pancakes and whiskey and tequila. So I think cheat meals are great if you're on a super strict diet to like recarb up, but most people just have cheat meals. So it's like they've got no diet and then a cheat meal. That doesn't really work. It's not a cheat meal. It's just a bad lifestyle.
Yeah, I've always kind of been, I'll eat the cleanest I can. And if I want to eat some garbage here and there, I'm going to. I feel like if you're consistent in the gym and you try to be conscious of everything you're eating, you're going to be fine. That's kind of what I always thought. Okay, next thing I've got for you, brother, is so 3 things in the home gym you feel as if you never touch. Like it's just it's collecting dust.
My treadmill. So I got a treadmill from my father-in-law who's awesome, and we do use it, but I got so much more equipment now that I was ever a fan of being on the treadmill to begin with. So when it comes to warming up or running, I'd rather run outside. I'd rather warm up on my Echo bike or even a jump rope. So treadmill is definitely one that just holds laundry, right?
Yeah.
How many did you want? That was my first one. How many did you want?
2 more.
Probably my super heavy sandbag. So I've got like 4 sandbags. My super heaviest is like 80 pounds. And what the mistake most people make is they like, I got to get the heaviest sandbag possible. But it's a sandbag. It's supposed to be a functional exercise. And they don't realize how heavy a 40-pound sandbag is. A 40-pound sandbag is unconstitutionally heavy. It is ridiculous. So people will get the super heavy ones, but they're not going to use them as much. You're better off going with the lighter one and actually going through the motions correctly. And the lighter ones are even heavy. So,
okay. Yeah. And sandbag too, it's something that is good for training, but I feel like there's a lot of people that, swear by it, but it's something that's kind of, I know for like me in our space, like unless I'm going in the driveway or something, like I don't really have a lot of room for that. What are your thoughts on battle ropes? Actually, I am looking at it right now.
So battle ropes are awesome. Most people think that they can't fit one in their home gym space because they look at the battle ropes and like, I don't have space for that. Well, let's do some math. You can get a 30-foot battle rope, which is the smallest size that they make, but you cut that in half because of course you're going to like anchor it to a spot in your home gym. So you only need 15 feet of length. And if you've got a driveway like you do, Luke, you don't even need to be in your gym. You can throw that underneath your car tire and you're off to the races, or even 2 dumbbells will hold that down. They're very versatile. They don't take up much space. I have mine hung from my ceiling. So if you're going to go with the battle rope, go with the short battle rope, but the thickest one that they have. So it's going to give you the weight. You're not going to be tired of it too soon, but it's fantastic for like upper body, lower body cardio. I don't use mine enough. That's the only problem is I don't use mine enough.
Yeah. And I brought that up because that's something I would say that in my gym that sits there and collects dust is that out of anything, it's just kind of, we have like this hose, like we're supposed to hook up our hose and I just wrap around that instead. It just sits there. Okay.
Now, Eric has a great point. He's on his feet 10 hours a day. So he has a great point in the sense of you want to be doing different exercises than you do in regular life. So if you are on your feet walking, don't get on a treadmill. You want to be on a bike. You want to be making a different motion so that you're not overtraining or having too much inflammation in a joint because of that.
I agree. So we're going to talk the big 3 here. All right. So I feel as if when people talk about home gyms, they say Titan, they say Rep, or they say Rogue. Your honest opinion on each. What is your honest opinion about Titan fitness equipment?
I think Titan Fitness. So, Titan Fitness has value. All these companies are great in the sense of it's a piece of home gym equipment. If you get it in, it's going to do its job and it's not going to break. Very few pieces of equipment are going to break because there's no moving parts. It's just a piece of metal. As far as Titan, they've been known for having the best value. And I think because of the way that the price structure has gone, they've actually lost some of that value. Their quality has gotten better. Their products are good. They get the job done. No one's going to be mad about them. But unfortunately, they've been charging higher prices. And I think that's a shame. I'm sure they have to, but it's just what it is. They took away with their rewards program. A lot of their discounts have gone away. they still have crazy sales. So if you're looking for a piece of their item, just stay tuned and it'll be on sale every once in a while. As far as Rep, they've actually come the furthest, I think, because they've made inroads to have, like, you, as I mentioned, you take a power rack as a base station, as a home base. They've added all these amazing accessories that fit their power rack. So once you have that power rack, you can get a functional trainer. They've got the Aries, they've got the Athena that are coming out. They've got all these bars that are made to fit their power rack specifically. So I think Rep's probably doing it good. They're doing it great. Their price points are higher than Titan, but their value is there. And frankly, they probably could be charging more money, and they're not. As far as Rogue is concerned, I love Rogue. People will like try to troll me and be like, "You don't buy American equipment." Well, they don't know. Now, if you subscribe to my channel, you might know.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. I have a series on all of the American-made pieces of equipment that I have. A whole series, 15 episodes. So I've got at least 15 pieces of home gym equipment from American-made companies. Rogue is known for being American-made. They make great quality stuff, but they are not cheap, and they smash you with shipping. So you, as an example, like their multi-grip bar, like you buy the multi-grip bar, it comes with one pair of handles, and then you've got to buy additional handles. You've got to pay for shipping. I think Gluck said he paid like $850 for his barbell. I mean, it's just like,
dude.
And some people won't even. So I don't have a problem with Rogue. I like Rogue. I like what they do. I love their Echo Bike and stuff like that. It's just a matter of, you know, if in a professional gym, maybe you go Rogue, but in your home gym, I don't know. Is it worth it? If you bought it and you enjoy it, then it's absolutely worth it. But yeah, scratch and dent sales for Titan are great. They say that they're non-refundable, but they are. I have heard reports that if you get a scratch and dent in and it's completely like unusable, they'll take it back.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents in here too. So if I were to say Titan, so 2 years ago when I started my home gym, Titan always came across to me because they were more of a budget brand. A lot of people say, "Oh, they have pretty good equipment for a good price." So I'm like, "All right, you know, I'm gonna go for this." And I have yet to, I would say, like the big pieces like our T3, our bench have worked just fine in 2 years. It is yet to really break down or cause issues. The Titan Economy bar, which I feel as if is probably one of the best budget bars. It's like $109 when I bought it. It's a good deal. For me, I'm not a guy that's going to lift 1,000 pounds. I can't remember the weight capacity. It was like 700 pounds, I think, can take. Do you know?
I try to break it. I got that for like on sale for like $99. I try to break it. I put it in my landmine and I was just like going to town with it. It's held up. Most people want to think that they're stronger than they are. That's the problem.
Yes. And
most people will be like, "Dude, that bar can't handle all of what I'm handling, all I'm going to throw at it." And it's like, dude, you're lucky if you get 2.5 plates on a bench. Good luck. Like, unless you're going to sumo squat with it. Like, these guys aren't even sumo squat. Like, they couldn't do a rack pull heavy enough to break the bar.
No, that's what always kind of frustrated me is in the 2 years I've done this, I always feel like Titan gets a bad rep because I feel like a lot of people I've heard say like they copy others, which I feel as if a lot of brands are all copying each other because they're trying to fit the trends. I could be wrong. I'm not super knowledgeable on that part.
It's tough because, yes, so Titan Fitness, they've gotten sued by Rogue because they literally copied all of Rogue's marketing, like their logo, like all of their marketing. So they've got sued by Rogue. So Titan does copy people, and they have copied some of the designs on some of their bars. And the question then becomes, to your point, you look at a lot of the equipment that's on Amazon, that's out there, it's all different iterations of someone else's design. So unless someone has like a legal copyright on a design, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of fair game. Now, do you want to support that? That's more of like hit and miss. I mean, you look at like a multi-grip bar and you say, okay, well, this company came out with it, and then the rest of them are all copycats in some form or fashion. But I don't know, you kind of, it's tough. It is a gray area because money's money. I mean, it's, some people are just hard up on money, and I don't blame them for going the cheaper route for something that they may only use 2 or 3 times a week at most.
That's kind of what happened with us, because I know for us being teachers, you know, obviously me and Madison, we don't have this indispensable income to go for Rogue. Now, I don't think Rogue's at all, like I knocked them. Like if I had the money, I would for sure go for Rogue. Rep, I'll be honest, I just didn't know about Rep when we started buying it. I just feel like they've becoming more up and coming with all their products. And if we were to replace any of our bigger items, I would definitely think I would go with Rogue next, at Rep, because just watching your guys' videos, watching reviews, like their benches, their bars, their racks are pretty freaking top tier, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, their customer service is fantastic too. And what I like about it is that like they're building for the future. So like they're not like, I don't know, especially if like on their power racks, they're 4,000 and their PR 5,000. You can tell that that's their mainstay, that they're going to be around for a while. I mean, I got their black saber bar, which is their budget bar. It's like black zinc coated. I love it. It is like murdered out. It's like a black across, and it's just fantastic. But yeah, I think they got a really good job. They used to have shipping. It was funny because them and Titan used to go back and forth because they used to say there's no such thing as free shipping because, of course, it's worked into. And then they decided to go with free shipping because as Americans, we don't want to deal with the shipping costs at the end. Wow. And then Titan was like making fun of them for going free shipping. Now, Rogue, here's what I would do. Here's why I would go Rogue. If you're building a home gym and you've got $5,000, I would absolutely go Rogue. And the reason is when you clear the $5,000 mark on Rogue, you get free shipping. So you can buy all this stuff and get it shipped for free and save a buttload on shipping by clearing the $5,000 mark, right? I
didn't know that actually. So that makes a big difference too. And the people out there watching this, if you have the money, I would go for Rogue 100%. I think that's any like commercial gym I've been to, when I look at squat racks they have Rogue. And those things are, commercial gyms, people are using those all the time. They're banging that around. They're using that all the time. And it's great shape. I have no issues with quality of them. I just think for someone who is more looking at a budget, Titan has always been kind of the thing. I feel like Yes for All. I love Yes for All. I think it's a great budget company. I think it's fantastic. What do you think?
So yeah, I got two things. So Yes for All, yes, it's a good budget company, but it's also a budget company. I got like their pull-up bar, and it was a great pull-up bar, but I needed to add extra screws because they didn't put enough in to support like anyone over 100 pounds. But like their kettlebells are great, like their plyo boxes. Yes for All is a good company depending on what you're going to get. But yeah, I agree with you. Now, one thing I want to touch upon that you kind of mentioned, we get a lot of haters in every form and facet. You always get these haters online, these trolls that are like, bro, how do you afford that? Fill in the blank, right? Whether you have a nice car, a nice watch, or a nice home gym. And people get so bitter because Basement Brandon has like a $60,000 home gym, or Coop has like 5 home gyms, or Gluck has, I don't know, whatever many bars. All I would say is don't be a hater. Rest assured that those people worked hard to get it. And if you stop going out drinking at night, or if you stop driving around that fancy car, you'd have that too. I mean, people will ask me like, how do you afford that? I'm like, well, my car's 15 years old and it's not worth like $3,000. That goes a long way. And I haven't taken a vacation since Disney, but before that was 5 years. Now, Kevin asks, leg machines.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The answer to your question is no. That's the answer. If you don't have space and you don't have money, skip the leg machines. They take up a lot of space. They take up a lot of money. Let me finish, Luke. Let me finish. You can do legs with squats. Now that can be in a bar. That could be with the safety squat bar. It could be with just doing like goblet squats. Also, you could get a hex bar and do a low bar hex deadlift, which again is going to activate more of your legs. Lunges. There's a lot of great leg exercises that people kind of overlook because they're not as fun and as fanciful as a machine. But I have found that the machines take up a lot of space. You have to then add plates to them usually. Luke, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Sorry, my freaking back, dude. I'm like leaning forward too much. We've been really good about not interrupting each other. I think that's important.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. Oh, you're a good guy. I know. I like monkey feet, dude. I know a lot. I've heard some hit or miss, but the only thing about monkey feet is it takes a lot of time to set up. That's the hardest thing, but I feel as if it still kind of represents a leg extension, leg curl in the home gym for a small space. It doesn't do justice as like, a leg extension or leg curl machine you could get, but most people, that's a lot of room you're taking up with that just one machine,
Yeah. A plyo box, one leg step ups, amazing. Or even like a one leg lunge. What are those? A split squat. If you do a split squat, those
Bulgarians?
Yeah, Bulgarian split squat,
God.
right?
Always good. Hold on. Let me see any other questions in here. Tim's getting nailed for his home gym. My ZML knees are old, hard to hit legs heavy after how I replicate leg extensions. Oh, he's asking, how do I replicate leg extensions in the home gym? Well, you kind of just talked about that.
Squat hits all your legs. If you're squatting, you're hitting that front quad right there. You're hitting that front quad. So just squat. I mean, if you have a problem squatting, then you can try to fix that. Like for me, I've got lower back issues because I'm old as all get out. So I usually use a safety squat bar, which takes the weight and pushes it a little bit forward, and it takes a little bit of pressure off that lower back and your shoulders.
Yeah, I agree. Bill's asking us if we've ever used the Mars bar. I have not. I've seen it. It looks, I guess it aesthetically looks cool, but I have not. Have you ever used the Mars bar?
No, I've heard it looks cool. I know it's expensive, but I haven't used it. And it's just one of those things. I mean, I squat, but keep in mind, Luke, I mean, I probably barely squat what you weigh, right? I mean, you see people with like squatting 400, 500 pounds. I'm over here squatting like 185 on a heavy day. So I never been able to never been able to squat heavy. And it's not from lack of trying. It's just, that's just what I squat. And I still push myself on the squat, but I don't need to get a different angle on a Mars bar just to do like a plate on each side.
No, so I think this is a good question for you. What are your thoughts on a safety squat bar? I have the Bells of Steel. I know Titan has one, Rep has one, Rogue has one. Everyone under the freaking sun is launching one. Do you think someone in a home gym needs it, or do you think
you don't need it? So I'm going to cut you off. You don't need a safety squat bar unless you're old, you've got back problems, you've got wrist problems, or you have shoulder problems. The purpose of a safety squat bar is to take the pressure off your shoulders, take the pressure off your lower back, and take the pressure off your wrists. If you can think of like a squat position where your wrists are way back there. So if you squat normally with the bar and you have no issues, then you shouldn't get a safety squat bar because you don't have any issues. People will get that as a different variation, and you can do a couple different exercises with the safety squat bar, but predominantly you're going to do squats with it. I love it because it allows me to squat. If I don't have the safety squat bar, I have to usually squat with a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and I just don't do it. So it allows me to stay in the fight, so to speak.
Yeah, and Tim made a good point here too. Have you ever tried banded leg curls or leg extensions? I've actually been doing those more lately in my leg days, and I feel that bands. I feel like those are something that a lot of people need to utilize in the gym. So a tool that a lot of people, I feel as if, I don't know about you, if I like today, I'm thinking about just doing a band workout, just hitting full body band. I feel good after. I feel like I'm not putting too much strain on my body. I'm putting tension on the muscles. What are your thoughts on doing bands?
Well, I love bands for multiple reasons, and I used bands a lot before my gym kind of like got above that, but they're great for finishers. I mean, first off, they're great for adding, helping you on like a pull-up, but they're also great for adding weight on a squat. You can throw a band over your neck, underneath your feet, and now that 60-pound kettlebell has, 60 pounds at the bottom, but it's like 120 pounds at the top, right? Because you're doing that exercise. You can set them up so you can do like face pulls with them. You can do the leg extensions like you were mentioning. Bands are awesome. They got a bad rap in 2020 because that's the only thing people could buy. So people kind of have an aversion to them now, but they are fantastic. And you should have a good set of bands. Now, as far as good versus bad, I think most of them are the same. I haven't had any snap on me. So
yeah, my dad has the Elite FTS. He likes those. That's expensive. He uses bands all the time because he has bad knees. I just got some on Amazon for like $30. They work fine. I've actually been doing a banded bench press. I've been adding bands to my bench. So like I only put a plate on, add the band. The tension it adds, it feels like it's like 1,000 pounds. I feel better doing that than trying to throw on a bunch of weight. I don't know if it's just as getting older, or just I feel like a better mind muscle connection doing that. But
it's different too. You want to change things up. I mean, you want to get out of your comfort zone, and if it gives you a different feeling, like I tried doing a push-up with a band, right? You ever do banded push-ups? Like, it's just
so good.
All right, go back to your question. I know you got like 100 of them. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. Okay. I like this question, and then we're gonna do the Q&A from Instagram. If you were to say the home gym brand that's the underdog right now that is slowly coming up into the realm of more popular, what brand would you say?
Bells of Steel. So obviously, Rep Fitness, I think, was the underdog brand like 2 years ago, and now they're just awesome. Rep Fitness, I was awesome. I love those guys. Obviously, if you've seen my channel, which I also have. Now, Bells of Steel has been around for a while. They started off selling kettlebells, and here's why I love that company from day one. And I still love them now, but they're coming up, is because if you watch their stuff, it looks like a grassroots company. It's not some big marketing sizzle reel. They know what they sell. They know their budget. They know what they're delivering, and they don't lie to you. They don't pretend like it's something else. They tell you where it's coming from, where it was made, what you could expect to use out of it, and they give you realistic approach to home gyms. And I think they're a great option if you are looking for good equipment that's going to last you forever, that's not going to break the bank. Now, they just released their Hydra, which is a power rack system. Now that's a 3x3. That's a true 3x3, which means you can use their rack with Rogue stuff, and you can use their accessories with Rogue's racks. So a really good option that allows you to kind of go in and customize a rack. And I think they've got a lot of great stuff planned. I actually just paid for out of my own pocket, which is always hard as a dad to kind of reach in there. But I bought 2 competition kettlebells because I love kettlebells. But I've been looking to like for aesthetics only to replace my existing kettlebells with the whole like uniform set. Because like during 2020, like most people, I was like, buy it now, it's in. So,
dude, that's how I felt with Powerblocks. I remember I got a notification. I was teaching, and I told the kids, all right, start reading a book, and I went on and I bought them because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this opportunity again. And now it's like they're easily accessible. But I wanted to kind of bounce off what you're saying there. It's funny because that was going to be my thoughts. Now I only have 2 things from Bells of Steel. I guess 3 if you say I have their axle clips. Got their SS3 Safe Squat bar and their Arch Nemesis bar. I like them for they're affordable. I think their quality is pretty solid for the price. I feel as if they're genuine people. I feel like they care a lot about their products. They're working at improving their products. They listen to their customers, and I'm happy to see how well they're doing. I feel like out of anyone that I have kind of been supporting home gym brand wise, it's them because of just the quality. And I'm excited to get more. I've been kind of eyeing their bare naked bar. I can't remember the price of it. I know it was $200 or something like that. Power bar, and it's like 200. That's affordable, and a lot of people have been saying they've really been liking that. Have you been hearing anything about that, or your thoughts?
I know people love that bar. I haven't reviewed it. I reviewed their Cerakote bar, which was great. Cerakote, I always pronounce that wrong, which is great. Their plyo box is like commercial grade plyo box. It is massive. That thing you could like bring to a CrossFit gym and kick it around, and that thing would just come back asking for more. Okay, let's go to the Instagram questions. Go ahead, fire them off.
All right, you ready? First one's from Irma. Let me find her question here. She said, how did having a home gym impact your routine pro-wise?
Oh, pro-wise. So it made me get out of my comfort zone. You go to a local gym and you just know, okay, I'm going to do a leg press. I'm going to do a leg extension and the leg curl. And then you're at the home gym and you're like, I got to think of different exercises, the ones that I don't want to do, even though I know they work, like those Bulgarian split squats. So it's gotten me to really think outside of the like ABC kind of fluff and puff workout.
And I think for me, home gym impacted me pro-wise. It's made me be more creative. I feel as if a lot of exercise I've done in the home gym, I didn't do at the commercial gym. It's kind of made me, I feel like I was kind of like a black and white guy. I kind of just did the basics. It's not bad. I feel like basics get a lot of people strong, but some exercises I've never done in a commercial gym that I do now at the home gym, I feel like I've seen a lot of progress. I guess I'll just say con. What con would you say about the home gym for you?
For me, it's tough because I'm like, I want to be multitasking. So when you're in a local gym, usually, I know I'm sure nowadays people are on their phones all the time, but before, back in my day, you just kind of you'd hit those set after set after set. Yeah. You would just fire off. In a home gym, I'm looking around like, okay, I got to do the laundry. I gotta clean this up. I got to re-rack my own weights. So you can easily get distracted, especially if you've got a lot of like stuff you want to get done around the house, to be like, okay, in between sets, I'm only going to take 60 seconds, but it ends up taking 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So
I agree. I think you just nailed it for me too, is setup time, especially with like equipment like the monkey feet, where it's taking me 5 minutes to get the dumbbell on and slide it on. Shifting stuff around in a small space is kind of a pain in the butt, but I would rather do that than go back to commercial gyms. So I guess that would be my con too.
All right, next question. Let's go. Keep them coming. Fire them off.
Texas Flex asks, something you've never known about the fitness industry after you built. Okay, hold on. So you said something you never would have known about the fitness industry if you had a home gym.
I never realized how horrible my local gym was, and that's not. It's half a knock on them. When at my local gym, I thought it was pretty good. Now I realize like all of these barbells and like these different accessory bars that they should have had that don't cost that much, if I can afford them, they should have had at the local gym and they didn't. So a lot of people don't have access to a good gym. I just did a review that dropped today on my YouTube channel, NoFate247. I did a review of a brand new, huge, massive gym here in Massachusetts. And when you realize like all of the equipment that they have, the bars, the accessories, everything, you realize that most gyms are really taking you to the cleaners because they're not going above and beyond to get you, like say a multi-grip bar that costs $200, but they don't even have that, like, or specialized handles that might cost, set of 5 costs $120, but they don't have that for the lat pull down. They just got the generic one. It's like you realize what they're taking your monthly payment and they're not necessarily giving you back that in terms of like a better gym.
No, I feel I feel like for me too, I'm gonna agree. Like I know safety squat bar is not for a lot of people don't need it. I feel like for me, I do get more aches and pains. I know I'm only 30, but I still have aches and pains. And I feel as if some specialty bars, I've been loving this cambered bar. I feel like it's been a huge win for me. I like the range of motion on it. I love the safety squat bar. And to be honest, I've been at many commercial gyms in my life, and I've never seen those ever. Never. It's just Olympic bars or powerlifting bars. And like you mentioned too, it's something that is not like going to break the bank. You know, a Lifetime Fitness didn't even have that stuff, and you're pulling in millions. Like, I don't get me wrong. Obviously, they have all the nice plate-loaded, fancy functional trainers, fancy machines. But guys like us, like we enjoy those specialty bars. And I honestly didn't know any of these bars existed until I got a home gym. I had no idea what a camber bar was. I had no idea what a multi-grip bar was. It was like what the heck is this stuff? And it's been honestly been a win, bro. Next question. Sierra Whiskey Fitness asks, how do you budget for a home gym for beginners? So I would say if you're going to start a home gym, what are the first couple of things you go for?
This is a loaded question. Get out of the way, Luke. I'm going to answer it. Loaded question. What you need to do especially if you're just starting out, you got to start from the end. Okay. You got to ask yourself, what's the end game? What do you want? Do you want to be a power lifter? Do you want to be just yoked like a bodybuilder, or do you want to just look good naked? You want to have like that toned physique. You start there, then you find a workout that you want to do. Now, the easiest one is probably either going to be a power lifter because you're going to do the big 3 squat, bench, deadlift, or you want to just say look good aesthetically, right? You want to just look fit, trim, keep off that dad bod right around here. That's easy because you can do functional fitness. So as you work your way back from the finish line to the workout, then you look at the equipment that you need. And keep in mind, less is more. You don't have to get it all in one fell swoop. I would just be careful about going cheap on something because eventually you might want to like upgrade that. And the way that the used market is going, you're probably not going to get much for it. So as an example, if you're going to go functional fitness, you could get yourself a sandbag, a plyo box, a battle rope, and now you're at probably under $200, if not less. And you could get like a set of bands and make sure you have a pull-up bar, and you're going to be looking like a model, like better than Luke, way better than Luke.
Oh, hey, we're getting there, baby. But you freaking nailed it, man. I feel like she's saying budget too. I guess it depends on how much money you have to, and I kind of go from there. But
so if you're going budget, if you're going to go budget, you could go Facebook Marketplace used right now. They're giving stuff away as long as you're willing to drive and you know where your price points are. Some people will like overcharge for their stuff, or they think they've got they think that you don't know how to search up what it costs brand new. They're like, whatever. Or you could go with the budget companies, Bells of Steel, Yes for All, a bunch of like Amazon brands that are going to get the job done. There's tons of budget options. Obviously, do the research. Look at real reviews, not the fake reviews, and try to capitalize on sales. Tons of these companies are having sales. Black Friday's coming up. If you know you've got, say, $200 to spend, you save that for Black Friday so that your money goes further. And again, the used market's a great place because I know people are giving stuff away. You know, go on there and set up alerts like on Facebook Marketplace so that everything gets funneled to you. So when something new comes out, you are the first to look at it.
I agree, man. Especially a lot of you guys listening right now. Black Friday is coming. I'm sure all the big name brands are going to be having tons of sales. And again, it all depends on how much money you have. I personally do think Yes for All has a lot of nice cable attachments. We have their Viking press I'm looking at. I don't think I've ever touched that in a million years. I don't know if you ever use a Viking press. That's funny because this is the question he was about to ask. Hybrid garage gym. What piece of equipment do you wish or you don't use? I'm going to start Viking press. I bought that. My dad's in here. He's it's great. Never touch it. I bought this on Amazon, this weight dip station because I'm like, oh, dips are great, which they are. Dips are great. Crap. It was so wide, I felt like I was going to like tear like my shoulders because the width was too much. I ended up getting the Titan attachment dip stations way better. Those are the main two. And actually, bro, my kettlebell from Bowflex, I don't ever use it. I don't think bad. I don't use it. It sits there. It literally, I bet you there's like 10 spiders living in that thing. I just don't touch it.
Okay. So one thing I want to add to that, not just on stuff you don't use, one piece of equipment I got and didn't use for a different reason that I've since fixed is my Matolus rock climbing hangboard. Also, you can do pull-ups on it. The mistake I made when I first got that, and this is going back 5 years, is I put it in my garage. It was a great spot in terms of where it was, but in terms of actually getting out there and using it, I just never did. So when you buy a home gym, when you're thinking of purchasing equipment, ask yourself, where's it going to go? You want a spot where you know you can use it all the time. That you're like, you want to have everything as close together as, because you don't want to have like something in the garage and then you're running down to the basement to do something else. You really want to make it convenient for yourself. Don't give yourself a reason or an excuse to be like, nah, forget it, I'm not going to do pull-ups today.
Yeah, and pull-ups are by far one of the best exercises to do. It's something that I've been trying to work at. Have you ever tried doing pull-ups with like a neutral, like, have you ever heard of actually Swissies? Have you heard about Swissies?
Is that a candy? No, what is it?
So actually, I know Tim's in here. It's a piece of equipment that's used for neutral grip for your bar. So like for me, like since I don't have a multi-grip pull-up bar, I just have a straight bar. Squeaky's attached to it, so you can do more neutral grip.
Okay. I have the attachment, so I can do neutral grip, like which I prefer the neutral grip. I actually feel it more in my back, a longer range of motion, because you're pulling further than like a wide grip. Also, I'm weaker on my wide grip. But yeah, you can get an attachment that does that, or then get after it.
It's only like $35. I'm actually going to do a review on that soon. But last question from Instagram. We'll do a couple more and then we'll wrap this up. CSE Cardi asks, do you think 11 gauge racks are a necessity or luxury for home gym? 11 gauge racks.
Necessity is a strong word, and the answer to the question is no. So when you think of necessity, something like you need to have, and the answer is, if you have a 2x3, whatever, say you have a cheapo $100 Amazon rack, right? Guess what? It's still going to work. You're not that strong. You're just not. You're not. Aim's not basement branded. Coop is stronger than you are. Coop can do more weight than you, which isn't a knock on Coop. He's got that dad hockey strength going. But
he does.
You don't need 11 gauge steel. The reason you get an 11 gauge steel power rack is because it's going to be heavier. It's going to have better stability. There's going to be more attachments with it. And it's probably going to have a better coating because it's more expensive. And that means it's not going to have a chance to rust, or it's going to take a lot more to rust.
No, and I'm going to what I'm going to say too is a lot of people like the luxury equipment. Like, think about people in this world, they like the nicest cars, nicest houses, nicest things. That's great. If that's how you like to spend your money, that's fine. But you talked about this earlier. What really angers me about the home gym community is like, guys, like for me, instance, like I have a rack that's not, $2,000. I bought this T3 series 2 years ago for like $450, and it has done exactly what I've needed it to do. I am not this freaking dude that's going to go squat 600 pounds, bench 400. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So for that question for you guys, what NoFate said too, as long as it's doing the job you need it to do, it's fine. I feel like a lot of guys feel, oh, if you don't get Rogue, you don't get this. It doesn't matter. If it's working for you, who cares? That's what I think. But obviously you agree too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you don't got to go crazy with it. It's just, you're overthinking it. Again, if you have the money and you might as well get a rack that you're going to own forever and be happy with, know that if you go with the cheaper one, and you love being a home gym aficionado, you're eventually going to sell it and get yourself a better one. But it's okay if you don't have the money now, it'll still get used. Trust me. I don't know. People overthink that stuff. So
they do, man. Okay. What's the next piece in the home gym coming?
Let's see. Competition kettlebells, as I have mentioned. I actually have a dip station I need to review, which actually is a new product that just came out. And I got a whole bunch. I got stuff piled up. But I'm trying to. For those of you who are new to the channel, NoFate247 here. I'll put in the link in case you haven't subscribed. But I try to make content where it's not just like me standing there reviewing a piece of equipment, but kind of trying to like show you how and when I would incorporate that equipment, trying to do something interesting. So as an example, with like the dip station, I'll probably show you like tricep exercises that I enjoy, that work, that are useful, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree here. Got you right there, baby. Got you. Do you see that?
Yeah, thank you. So Rogue, Go Recky Fit, and I'm pronouncing his handle wrong, but his Rogue just has high marketed, and Basement Brandon is the reason I bought mine. Listen, Basement Brandon's great on his reviews. I don't think many people do it better. He's got like a really good laid back approach on his channel, and I think that comes across. For those of you like me who've been following him, he used to review supplements, and he used to have like all these dirty jokes in his videos as well, and he got rid of all those. But I think Rogue's great. I think it's just a matter of like what you want and you know what you're looking to do. If you're looking to buy an American power rack that's made in America, bam. Now, if you're Canadian, you might want to go with Bells of Steel because you don't care if it's made in America, right? You know, it doesn't really give you any sense of satisfaction. So it's just a matter of what you want to do and how much you're going to use it. And if it's something you enjoy, like there are people that have like hundreds of watches. That's their thing. I don't knock them because I've got a watch on my phone that works just as good. But it's just about what you want to do. Come on, more Instagram questions. Let's finish this off with other questions. And I know everyone on the chat's already hit the like button. They've already subscribed to my channel. So let's just get the questions out of the way.
Well, I wanted to mention my next piece too, if anyone cared. So I actually have those Swissies coming. It's $35, a nice hack for neutral grip. And I have another barbell coming from called Body Solid. I don't know if you've heard of Body Solids through Marcy Fitness. I actually have Marcy Fitness flat bench in their rower. I really like them. Really good people. So I'm going to review that in the future on the channel. Okay. I like this question. We still got 20 people. It's been very consistent. Biggest home gym regret. You're like, God, why did I do that? And why?
Wow, you go first. I'm gonna think of mine because I try not to have too many regrets. To be honest with you, I've made some. Oh, I do. I have the answer, but you go first because I said to go first.
All right. So flooring. I had no idea about home gym flooring. So when I was Googling home gym flooring on Amazon, the first thing that popped up was puzzle pieces. So I'm like, oh, cool. They're gonna come together. They're gonna be great. And I started researching more, and everyone's complaining. They buckle. Oh, you could glue them together. But I'm just like sitting here. I'm just like, I want something that's going to be top tier because I know I'm going to have a lot of heavy duty equipment sitting on top of these things. So before we even got any flooring, I got, you're going to laugh, 3 yoga mats. And I placed my bench on top of the yoga mats because I'm like, okay, it's going to keep my bench stable. Yeah. So I had that, and I had my Powerblocks. So when I was benching, literally the bench was just sliding around, and it was just like I was like, oh, it's gonna work because it's gonna keep like something to put on top of it. And I had no idea that Tractor Supply mats were a thing until my dad told me, and then I researched them, looked them up, and conveniently we have one about 10 minutes from our house, and I looked it up. They had 12 left, and guess how much I needed? 12. I went and boom. I bought them, but
your car must have been so low to the ground.
Dude, bro, I just didn't know. I was naive.
Don't feel bad. No, so 2 mistakes. One was the flooring. We started off years ago that we actually didn't expect to have like a big home gym. We were like, we just need this small section to do like, P90X, right? So we had the foam mats, and obviously, like you got to go horse stall mats. That's the way to go. But the biggest mistake I made was because in 2020 I ended up getting a lot of dumbbells. They were hex bar dumbbells, but they were the rep fully knurled, which were fantastic, and they were expensive as well. But the mistake that I made was didn't have that long-term thinking, and I realized that I wanted to. I'm committed to the home gym lifestyle. I'm a lifer, so I was like, I want the urethane dumbbells you see at a local gym, and so it was hard to be like, well, how do I pick up those without taking a huge hit on these? And I just was like, well, I'm turning 40. Might as well buy myself a nice present and get the credit card out. And so I ended up buying the fully urethane ones and getting those in and having to sell the Rep Fitness ones. Now, the Rep Fitness Hex Bar ones, funny story, talking about made in America. A guy was down here from Canada with his son on hockey. And so he was down here. He had a pickup truck. He bought them all. Like he bought like everything I was selling for the Rep Fitness ones. I had to get rid of. I didn't have the space to keep. So I kept some for my garage gym, but most of them I sold to that guy. So somewhere in Canada, before they had shipping, this guy's rocking a good Rep Fitness gym.
Hey, baby. All right, this is actually a good question because it's actually my next one. Matt asked, most versatile piece of equipment you have. Oh, my gosh.
These two hands, they are lethal weapons. No, but the reality is, if you're looking for a versatile piece of equipment, you don't need a versatile piece of equipment. Like push-ups, pull-ups, and dips are like beyond a good exercise. Now, as far as my versatile piece of equipment in my home gym, two of them, one is a functional trainer from Rep Fitness. They unfortunately raised the price up since I bought it. But the functional trainer Rep Fitness is like fantastic. Any functional trainer, because you can do so many different exercises and because you can cycle through so quickly. But aside from that, you got to go with the Power Rack. People overlook how many exercises you can do with the Power Rack, and it's just phenomenal. Get yourself a Power Rack. I'm a big believer.
I would say for me, like versatile, I always think of stuff like I can do many things with it. I would say Powerblocks. I can do 1,000 different exercises with dumbbells. I use those things literally every single workout. I'm using the Powerblocks, and actually my lat attachment to my rack. I love cable work. I've been a huge fan of cable work. If I were to ever move, I would replace it with a functional trainer. But I use my cable attachment more than my actual squat rack. It's been something that I've been utilizing in my training. That's a really good question.
Plate carrier as well is one of those things people overlook, but you can do a ton of different exercises with those.
Yeah, Lisa says, oh, yeah, I remember those yoga mats. What a difference. Who would have thought the ones from Tractor Supply would have been the go-to? Great for garage gym, basement gyms. Amen, Lisa. It's by far the best flooring out there, and this hands down, there's no argument on that.
For the price, especially for the square foot, for the price.
Exactly, man. So for you, okay, this one might be long, but this is great. Instead of 10, if you were to say your top 5, if you were to start a home gym right now, what are the 5 things you would need?
Oh, like bare minimum, or like
let's spin this to like bare minimum gym. You need 5 things. What are you going for?
All right, power rack, barbell, plates, power blocks, so some sort of interchangeable dumbbell. I'm at 4, and the 5th one is probably going to be either probably a weighted vest.
Oh my God! Adds so much intensity to your training. I think a weighted vest is a key. I think that was number 9 of my top 10 home gym essentials. So many things you can do with that. For me, I would say you need a bench. Obviously, you need dumbbells, power rack, weight, and a bar. I feel like if you have those 5 things, you can still get a great amount of training in that. If we were to expand on, I'm sure for me, I would love functional trainer. You got to get some nice cable, some sort of cable attachments for your functional trainer, weighted vest. What are your thoughts on a slant board? Do you use wedges for when you lift?
I use wedges. Unfortunately, the company I've got these metal wedges that I love. And the company went out of business, or it's going out of business, like 1211 Fitness.
Oh, yeah, I saw them.
As far as the slant board, I'm a big fan of having like your heels lifted on a bunch of exercises. The slant board, I have a slant board. It's just super steep, so it's like way up here. I think it's great for stretching, but I don't know, and I think it's good for some exercises, but I think it's a matter of how steep that incline is. You can get some that change the incline, but if you're on a budget, you just get yourself some plates, some thin plates, put them underneath the backs of your feet. For over a year, I used thin plates and got the job done. So
it makes a big difference too. I know for someone that's had knee problems in the past, I feel like elevating my feet has really made a big difference on keeping the longevity of like the strength of my knee, because I freaking blew mine out in 2015. It's always been bothersome. Okay. This is just about you and your content. Do you have any goals with your content? Or are you just like, where going forth with your YouTube channel? Like, what are your goals? I would say,
well, personal goals for me with the content is to be like, I want to create videos that people who will say, okay, that video is about XYZ power rack. Even though I don't care about that power rack at all, I'm going to watch it anyway, because it's going to be funny. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fast paced. So he's not wasting my time, because your time almost as valuable as my time. So I want it to be like just a fun introduction, give you the information you need, give you a little bit of quirkiness in there, and just get you on your way. So I really want to create content that shows that there's a lot of thought behind it, and that even though it moves quickly, you can see that, I got the point across, and it was the editing was good, the lighting was good, the audio was good, the costumes were good, and it's just like a fun experience. Because if you go back to when I first started, and hopefully you've already subscribed to my channel, when I first started, you look at those videos and it's just like horrible. So That's the idea. The idea is to just make fun content that is interesting, even if it's not a subject you want to watch about.
And I think too, like, could you sit here and say you could pump 3 to 4 home gym videos out a week, or do you think that's too excessive?
I could do 8. I could do 100 videos a week. It's just a matter of time. Time is my enemy. Time is the enemy that I fight every day of the week. I could do 100 videos a week on fun stuff, different topics, whether it was like home gym or home gym related, or like today I did a whole tour of the new Northeast Mecca gym. You should check it out. And it's just a matter of quality, because if you're a creator, you know, it takes a lot more time than the 8-minute video you might watch probably took 8 hours. Yeah, Gluck's Gym is an example. He creates really good, fun content with good introductions, but it takes a lot of effort with regards to the editing. Every little like pop-up you see on my videos, every little like transition, that's something that has to be added into, and then the write-up and the description and a lot of that stuff. Like with my videos, I try to plan it out in advance, so it's not written down, but it's like bullet points, so that I know how it's going to transition and get all the shots and the B-roll and all that stuff. It's a fun thing to learn, but man, it takes a lot more time than you realize. And I just want my content to look professional, even though I am just an army of one getting it done.
I think, and you're doing a great job, man. You could tell the effort, the consistency, the drive, the passion, man. It's like, it's the reason why I wanted you on here. But A, you're a great guy, and B, you're very passionate. And anyone that's new to this or knows that he puts a lot of work into his content. And if I were to go to anyone out of the main garage gym guys or home gym guys, I love gravitating towards you, because not just because you're my friend, but I feel as if you bring a lot of great value to all of us. So I personally appreciate you and what you do. I know a lot of people do as well. And it's hard for us because we don't get the views like Gluck. We don't get the views like Base and Brandon. We don't get the views like Coop.
Doesn't matter. No, stop.
Exactly.
Stop.
No.
Right there. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Exactly.
If you want views, you have to earn them. Okay. Every one of those guys you mentioned, they earned them, whether it was the easy way or the hard way. They put some like chick on their screen. They, you know, it doesn't matter. It's those guys earn those views because they put out content, and like people like Basement Brandon have been doing it for like almost a decade.
Yeah,
so,
a long time, right?
I mean, they put out the content. I'm a big believer that, you know, you get what you earn. So it's like, if I want more views, I got to put out better content, or I got to have a better angle, so to speak. And I got to give you a reason to watch this video. Like this video right here, hopefully the people that are still around, is because we're just giving them what they want. We're giving them the fast-paced stuff. There's no pity party here. If I want it, I got to go earn it.
And I feel like too, like creating is about consistency and putting your hard work into it. And I wasn't complaining about it. I wasn't saying, oh, why do I get, I'm going to create no matter what. If I get 30 views, 200 views, I'm happy what I brought people. And that's the main thing of what we're doing, is giving people good content that they enjoy. The views, like you said, you earn it. And you can't like pity, it's just, you got to be patient, man. You got to be patient, you know? Let's do one more question, and then we'll probably wrap this up. Let me see what's a good question. Okay. Oh, I like this one. This is funny because this just went on your last video. Garage gym or basement gym, which one are you going with and why? Obviously.
I got a video coming up, but as of right now, I mean, like for me personally, it's the basement gym, because that's where I have most of my equipment. The garage gym has its benefits, and it's not as cut and dry. Like if you're a basement guy, people will say garage gym's horrible. And if you're a garage gym guy, you're going to say, forget the basement dungeon, right? I am one of those people that sees the goodness on both sides. But for me, because I'm up here in New England and I don't have some people have heated garages, good on them, but their garages are nicer than my home. So it's like, it's not necessarily a garage as you would consider it. For me, it's the basement because I can control the humidity. I can control the temperature for the most part. And it's more condensed. Okay. Obviously the low ceilings aren't good. And typically people with the garage might have more space than a basement, depending on where you live or the size of your garage. But for me, it's basement at the moment, but I do see the benefits of a garage gym. I hate to say it, but I do.
Yeah. But do you ever worry about, have you ever had flooding in your basement? Or you ever concerned?
I haven't had flooding. So when I moved into the home, I actually waterproofed the basement, and I fixed all the gutters so that the water drains out. Obviously, if we had some type of tidal wave type of rain, I might get water in my basement, but I've got everything on horse stall mats. So there's like a 3/4 of an inch lift between the rest of the basement. So it's one of those things that if it happens, I'm going to deal with it. But people get water in I get water in my garage if it rains heavy enough because of the pitch of my driveway.
That makes sense. I guess if I were to answer that question, it's kind of hard because because you have both. I don't. I can see both sides of each. I feel like if basement's nice because it's temperature controlled. We have a heater, which is nice for winter, but it takes like a good hour for this to get hot in here. When it's -30, it doesn't take 10 minutes. It takes, I got to start it about an hour, almost an hour and a half before I work out for it to be better in here. But
yeah,
basement, you don't have to worry about that. I guess the only thing I'd be worried about is flooding in the basement. Like you make good points on how you make sure to kind of make sure that doesn't happen. I guess at the end of the day, it's whatever your preference is, whatever works best for you and where you live.
I will tell you, it's a great point. I know people in a New York apartment, right, which is super small area for those of you not familiar with New York City, and they have home gyms in their New York apartment. They lugged it up like one piece at a time up the stairs. If you're working out in your home, if you have a home gym, good on you no matter where it is. If you've got a small space, you can be versatile. You can get a ton of equipment in. You don't need massive mansions. You don't need massive home gyms. That if you have it, great. But if you have a small space, just think outside the box. You might have to think more and harder than someone else, but you guys are wicked smart. Just build up. I'm a big fan of building up.
It's funny you say that. I saw this Instagram reel of this guy who he lived in the city, and they had like their parking garage, and they have this little cage where they can put storage. The guy put a power rack in there with a bar and some weight, and that's where he works out. I'm like, that is just super cool. He's utilizing his space to get a good workout in. Now, people might be asking, oh, why does he just get a commercial gym membership? Well, he might live in a big city. It might be super expensive, or he has for time. Maybe he has like a hard, like a late night shift and he doesn't want to go to the gym. Like, absolutely. I love the drive that he had. I thought that was super cool, man.
I know a dude in South Carolina, and it gets cold in South Carolina in the wintertime. His home gym is underneath his deck. And it's like he's got concrete plates, concrete bar, and he gets it done. And that's what it's about. That mentality is something you can't teach. I mean, there's some guy in Nigeria right now with lifting up stones, probably getting a harder workout than I usually do.
Seriously, I've seen those videos, and it's just super inspiring. I feel as if wherever you go, home gym, commercial gym, you're banging around the weights, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the consistency, you're going to see progress. And I feel as if no matter where you're at, put in the work, you're going to see results. And it's all about that mindset, baby. It's that mindset to keep you going.
Yeah.
And,
don't be a troll, but we love you trolls. My whole channel was fueled by by haterade. I swear to you, I got so many haters. I got more haters now than before, but I love all of you. We are going to end today's video because it's getting late. Here's what I'm going to say. Subscribe to my channel, NoFate247 on LinkedIn, Tinder, Grindr, TikTok, social medias, Instagram, Facebook. I am on everything, NoFate247. Subscribe to it all. You won't be disappointed. And I'm going to have Luke on my channel show you how it's done in about a month or so. All right. So maybe after Thanksgiving, we let the food settle and we come in and we just give you guys fire as usual. This has been a blast. I want to thank you all for in the chat. If you came here and you made it this far in the video, you and I are B.A. Baracus and Hannibal. We are best friends. We're the A-team. You guys are awesome. Peanut butter and jelly. Let's go. I get the rest of my day. I'm ready. I'm signing off right now because we're going to end on a high note. Peace out, Cub Scout.
All right. Thanks again, guys. And make sure you guys, again, like the stream, give it a full watch. Appreciate all the support from you guys. And, we'll see you guys later.